Hello, everyone. Whether you are listening to this live feed or its recorded version on YouTube, let me welcome all of you to the 8th webisode of Season 2 of FirstMetroSec BeSTies. That's Beltran, Sai, Tarog Investment Education Series. BeSTies is brought to you by the stock brokerage arm of the Philippines' best managed bank, Metrobank. The best runs in the family because First Metrosec is the recipient of back-to-back Best Broker trophies from Finance Asia for 2017 and 2018, back-to-back Best Online Broker for 2018 and 2019 with the Philippines' best online trading platform from International Finance. And for the second episode for March, I would like to continue part 1 of Trading Better This 2020. This is part 2, Support Levels, what you should know and why you should understand. This is Marc Tarog, Business Development Officer from First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation. By the time the Philippine Stock Exchange closed last Friday, March 13, 2019, the index closed down around 25% from the start of the year. By definition, this is bear market territory, having dropped more than 20%. For many investors holding shares of blue chip companies, they must have been wondering, are there any signs that I should have known to give me a chance to protect my capital and prevent these big paper losses? Fortunately, there is. For those who know, let's review. Let's review support levels. A support level is a price range of a stock where its buyers outnumber the sellers, thereby stabilizing the stock price, preventing it from falling lower. In the graph shown here on screen capped from First Metrosec's Instagram account, this shows how support levels tend to be price points where it's attractive to buy shares of stock because it acts as a launchpad for buying low and then subsequently selling high. For us investors, we hope that the support level is held and validated several times so that when we buy, we have peace of mind that we picked up the stock and its shares at a good price and that we can expect the stock to reach higher prices soon afterward. The price region above an imaginary support line is where investors normally buy the stock. This is obviously called the buying zone. If for some reason the sellers come in stronger, overpowering the buyers, thereby causing the price to go down and breach the imaginary support line, then to prevent paper losses, big paper losses, for you to minimize risk, if ever you should lose, lose small. Traders usually use this opportunity to sell their shares and accept this loss. The price region below an imaginary line, an imaginary support line, is the selling zone. To be able to study support lines, you must get familiar with charts. Fortunately, all First Metrosec account holders and users have access to interactive charts, which will let them and let you draw support lines and study this very important and useful skill. To access the charts, on the First Metrosec landing page, click Charts and make sure you select the interactive chart below it. Here again is the chart of 2020 for the Philippine Stock Exchange Index up to March 13. That was last Friday. Looking at the chart, it's pretty hard to determine where the support is, right? Whenever this happens, you can try zooming out and looking at the bigger picture. Let's try looking at the chart from the perspective of at least 1 year or more. Here we have the stock chart of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index from September 2018 to March 2020. Can you identify the support areas from this chart? I see in this chart two basic support lines. The first is here. This line, the support line, is at around index level 7,500. The second support line I see is around here. This is around index level 6,800. Let's zoom in. Ideally, this is the price region, or these are the price regions where we would have liked to see buying activity outnumber selling activity. However, at these price points, identified by red circles, we saw that instead of the price being supported, there were actually breakdowns, signaling that it's time to sell and it's time to act to save your capital, or to at least keep it as intact as possible. Here we have the 4-year chart of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. This is 2016 to 2020, seen in weeks. Now that the index broke down from the 6,800 level, support level, let's try to identify the next support level. It would seem that the next one is around 6,500 or 6,550. And after that, the next support, if ever there would be one, is around 6,100. What happens if the index breaks down from 6,1? Where would be the next support level? Let's look at the 8-year chart of the PSEI. It would appear that past 6,100 going down, the next support level would be around 5,700, and this would be a good candidate for support. And if 5,700 doesn't hold, it looks like it's next gonna be at 5,100 here. Actually, last Friday, March 13, the index went to a low of 5,097 before buyers came in and helped the index recover and close the day at 5,793. About a 700-point recovery. Was 5,100 validated? Well, let's wait to see if that happens one more time before we can have a stronger conviction that 5,100 would be validated as a support level. If in the event 5,100 doesn't hold in the coming days, this week perhaps, or maybe next week, then the support line would next likely be around 4,000 based on the 10-year Philippine Stock Exchange Index weekly chart. Take a moment to absorb this chart. Today, the index closed at 5,335. If you decided to buy at today's close, aiming to sell at higher levels, maybe you'd make a profit and maybe, more power and more luck to you. However, if the index continues to fall and break down from 5,100, you'd best cut your losses at 5,100's sell zone, just below the 5,100 support line. If this happens, you can next try to pick up the index or shares around 4,000's buy zone. And that's the importance of support lines. Save and protect your capital, pick up the index or individual stocks at better prices to hopefully maximize returns. Support lines can be applied to different trends, not just sideways trends. They can also be applied, of course, to upward trends like this one. Notice how at each point in 2013, 2016, 2017, 2018, buyers tended to pick up the index at the support lines buy zone. There are also support lines for downward trends, like here in 2013, like here in 2015, here in 2016, and here in 2018. But just know that although these support lines for downward trends do have buying zones, you would be essentially betting against the market because you would be exposing yourself to downward pressure. That's another topic for another time. You can learn more about support lines and other technical indicators when you log on to your account at www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. Look for them at charts, then chart pattern recognition beside the interactive charts button. Next time, we will talk about resistance prices in part 3 of my Trade Better this 2020 series. So stay tuned. For now, open your own First MetroSec online trading account in 3 easy steps. We have pioneered a fully online and completely paperless account opening facility. Simply head on out to www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. We have the most advanced trading mobile app in the Philippines in First MetroSec Go. All these, coupled with the support of our clients and partners, paved the way for First MetroSec being named the best in the business. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. We sincerely hope everyone stays safe. This has been your bestie Marco from First MetroSec signing off. And last reminder, wash your hands, keep yourself and your loved ones safe, and take care. Thank you.